real cases before a real judge.
Plaintiff Jasmine Smith grew up in the projects and met the defendant when she was 12 years old. Jasmine says she and the defendant smoked pot, drank, and got into fights. And as a result, they were kicked out of school. Jasmine suing for a cell phone bill and emotional distress. Defendant Lorraine Rollins admits that she and Jasmine were young and dumb, but she now has 2 kids and has changed her ways. Lorraine says Jasmine is money hungry, and she denies owing her for anything.
Tell me what's going on.
Well, before I start, I want to let you know that I'm a big fan of you, and I watch your show all the time.
Thank you.
And I know that you from Detroit, and you say the girls out there like to fight and cut each other up. Well, I'm from the south side of Chicago, and the girls out there, they like to get down.
Mean they like to fight and cut also?
Yeah.
All right.
All type of stuff.
And I only say that women in Detroit, and not all of them, they will cut and fight a man.
Okay.
All right. Not everybody, but I
Okay.
just trying to warn these men
To be careful.
that don't jump on none of these Detroit women. You will get cut and beat. That's all.
I'm gonna tell you a little bit about myself.
Sure.
I grew up in the projects called Ida B. Wells.
Familiar with Ida B. Wells?
Yes. By the time I turned 6 years old, I done seen people who smoke crack. I done seen crack pots. I done seen people get killed. I done seen drugs. Alcohol, all that type of stuff. By the time I turned 12 years old, I moved out the projects. That's when I met Lorraine Rollins. We became very cool. We both was going through stuff at the time, so we clicked right away. We began to smoke weed. Weed led to drinking. Drinking led to partying. Partying led to fight. But I was doing all that. We got kicked out of high school our freshman year.
Freshman, huh?
Freshman year, so we was like out of control. But we ain't go to jail though, so. When I turned 18 years old, I had my own apartment. So my friend Lorraine Rollins asked him, well, she was struggling, so I let her move in with me. We both was working at that time. We both had jobs. So she asked me to get a phone for her. So I agreed to because she was working.
Plaintiff Jasmine Smith met the defendant when she was 12 years old, and she claims they got kicked out of school because they smoked marijuana, drank, and got into fights.
Let me allow her to give some background, ma'am.
How you doing? I just want to say I love you too, Judge Mathis. But let's just give you a little bit of background about me and Jasmine. As she stated, she came around. Well, we were staying in 7th grade. We was going to Mahalia Jackson Grammar School, and that's how I met her in 7th grade. And we smoked, drink, fight people, even though I know, now I don't do those things or whatever. But back then we was young and dumb, you know what I'm saying? And
You
she
don't
was
fight people.
Yeah.
Anymore.
We used to
You
be
still
on,
smoking weed and drinking. Go ahead.
That is false, Your Honor.
I'm not crazy. Go ahead. Unless you join the church. You join the church?
Yes, I have joined the church.
All right, that's the only thing to change. What church you going to?
True Believers Christian Academy.
Who's the pastor?
Well, Reverend
You don't know your pastor. Should have been no hesitation.
No, I was going to say Reverend Cook, he was the pastor. He was the recent pastor, but he just passed away last year. So
God bless.
I haven't been, I'm not going to lie, I haven't been there since last year, but ever since
If you haven't
passed.
if you haven't been there since last year, you're back to your old ways. Go
No,
ahead.
Your Honor, I have 2 kids now. I changed my life around.
Good.
I want to set example for my kids.
Good.
I have a child 1 and 1 is 4. So, I don't do those things
Good.
anymore. I want to teach them, put them in school and stuff.
All
but
right.
back to me and her or whatever. She was like my best friend. She was like a big sister to me. And like I said, we did school together. And the reason why we got kicked out of school because we had a big fight. I don't know if you heard of Chicago Vocational Career Academy. CVS. It was a big school, and me and her, we came from one area. We didn't know all those people, so it was like we was fighting like 60 or 70 people.
But
like,
they
seriously,
moved, they put students from different schools together.
Yes.
I don't know, these school administrators a lot of times and politicians just out of touch with what's really happening on the ground, because anybody with common sense would know that if you take kids from one area where it's gang infested, take kids from another area that's gang infested, and you put those two together, they're gonna fight.
Exactly.
Now you're gonna put them right in the same school?
Right.
So I understand completely. All we need to do now is convince these school administrators that they should not put opposite gangs in the same school.
Right.
You don't have to cross town. Just go right across the hallway.
Exactly.
Go ahead.
No, and we got jumped by a lot of people, but we still fought our way out of it because we was bad. We was bad together.
Your little bit of self. Too much bad fighting somebody.
Back then, Your Honor, I was a little bigger than this. I lost a lot of weight, but I was a little bigger than this.
Go ahead. Anything else before we get to the cell phone bill she's suing you about? What else you want me to know?
She money hungry. That's what I want to say about Jasmine Smith. She is money hungry because I'm laughing, but I'm really hurt. You know that we supposed to be friends. You know.
Did you all break up your friendship over this?
Yes.
Let me allow her to tell me exactly what happened with the cell phone bill.
Well, it was July 14 of 08. She asked me to get a phone for her in my name. So I got the phone. She agreed to pay the phone bill every month.
That's a lie.
Let her finish.
She didn't pay the phone bill not one time. So the first phone bill came out to be $353. I have the payment bills right here.
Go ahead.
So she agreed to pay, but she didn't. So we fell off. She ended up moving out of my house, my apartment.
When did she move out?
Like, let's say like October, like a couple of months. She stayed for a couple of months. She didn't stay as long.
Okay. October of 08?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Okay.
She moved out.
She moved out. So we fell out. We weren't talking no more. But I
over the phone bill.
Yeah, over the phone bill. So I ended up leaving to go to Ohio. Because I felt like she played me. If you my friend and you agree to pay for this phone bill, you going to pay for it. I tried to come out of my pocket to pay no phone bill for you.
So what communications have you all had since 08?
We started back talking. We just started back talking.
All right.
In March 2nd.
Let me allow her to tell me about it first. Young lady?
Okay, well, let's start off by saying she got the phone for me, but we never agreed that I was going to pay her.
She was to pay the phone bill every month as a gift?
I mean, back then we was young, so it was like...
I wasn't that dumb, though.
The way I feel.
I was not that dumb. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you were young, but not dumb.
The phone bill, she claimed that it's $600.
Let's go back to my question. You expected her to pay the cell phone bill every month as a gift to you?
Yes.
All right. And were you paying rent?
No.
So she paid all the rent, and then you expected her to pay your phone bill as well.
Well, I don't. She was not paying the rent, so I can't say, I don't want to sit up and say like she was paying rent, she paid the phone bill, she paid this, because it wasn't like that. It was like basically free living. You know what I'm saying? So she didn't have to.
For both of you?
Yeah, for her. And then by me staying with her, I didn't have to pay. She didn't even have to pay. So it was like.
Whose name was it in?
It was in her mom's name.
My mother, she gave me the apartment.
Plaintiff Jasmine Smith met the defendant when she was 12 years old, and she claims they got kicked out of school because they smoked marijuana, drank, and got into fights.
Not only did she expect not to pay you any rent while staying in your apartment, you also expected her to pay your phone bill every month for how long? Eternity? What? How long?
I don't have a specific date.
Okay, good enough. So what next? She didn't agree to pay.
I got the message from Facebook
saying what?
About that she was going to pay.
Nah, it couldn't be true. You didn't do that.
Okay, I want to state this.
Did you send her a message or not?
I want to state this fact.
Did you send her a message? State
yes.
that fact.
Yes,
you did.
Yes,
Judgment for the plaintiff. You lied. Have a good day.
That's crazy. She's a liar, man. Look at this face.
I ain't got nothing to say. I ain't got to lie. I got the proof. But she's still my friend, though, so it don't
right, we
matter.
still friends, but just look at this face. Don't let it fool you, Chicago. Don't let it fool you, because Jasmine is money hungry. Give me a hug. I love you, Jasmine.